All right, let's just finish up by doing a quick listing review on this unit. 538 watt hours. It is an LFP battery, right? 600 watt inverter. So let's just take a look and see, just see what else they got to talk about. So we do get an app, right? So this is obviously something we do like to see with these new power stations. And, this is basically just going to allow you to kind of monitor the power station, like what's going on with the power station from a distance, right? Like right on your phone. And, what we do see here too, this is the slider for that LED light. And this thing is Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, right? So not just Wi-Fi, so that's good stuff. All right, so just moving on. Incredibly fast recharging speed. So yeah, about 1.5 hours charging from the wall. Now this thing does charge at 500 watts from the wall. So this thing's what, 538 watt hours, right? So that's definitely a good speed. Now the reason it's not like closer to 1 hour is because they do slow the charge down as you get towards 100%. This is just a good idea to preserve battery. You don't want to be doing like a real fast charge all the way up to 100%, right? Now the solar is kind of interesting because it's a little disappointing. They do claim that it's this pro grade solar performance, 240 watts going in, right? But it's just kind of like, why do you charge it? Why do you allow it to charge at 500 watts from the wall and then only 240 from solar? So it's a little bit disappointing. Even if it didn't do 500 watts of solar, I would have liked to seen 300 or 400 watts, right? And then the other thing that is quite disappointing is that 24 volt maximum on this thing, right? But 240 watts in a small unit like this, it's still not a bad number, right? It's not a bad number, and it is up to 12 amps. But if you wanna get that max input, you're going to need basically a couple of solar panels hooked up in parallel to get that, right? They actually show one of their solar panels here. And actually, just a little bit of a tangent here. If you didn't know, Growatt just came out with these solar panels as well. And these things, for the price, especially for the price, look very appealing. They look like high quality, as you would expect with kind of these name brand. They're going to probably be very high quality. Now, obviously, I haven't had a hands-on with these things, but just looking at the design and just kind of like what we can see from the construction from the pictures and stuff like this, these look like very high quality panels. We do get the adjustable kickstands, right? So, and then what's really nice is on the ends here, these are actually MC4 outlets on them, which means you can really, it's really nice for stringing these things together, either in series or parallel if you get some, MC4 adapters to hook them up in parallel, some branch adapters. But yeah, I just love having MC4 on these portable panels. We're starting to see that more and more. But yeah, good stuff from Growatt. And look at this price here, especially this 200 watt panel. This is the 200 watt panel, $279. So that's less than a lot of 100 watt panels from like Jackery and Blue Eddy, right? Those other kind of like what we would consider like top tier quality portable folding solar panels. But yeah, let's just get back to the unit and just kind of finish this thing off real quick. So yeah, and we get the LFP battery now. So this is again something that the bigger brother doesn't have. The bigger brother uses NMC batteries. And then we do get the wireless charger on the flat top. And then lastly, just one thing that we do have to talk about, right? Because as much as I really like this unit, there is kind of one thing you need to know about, and that's the lack of AC pass-through charging. So this has kind of been like a huge surprise to everybody because nowadays, this is just kind of like a given feature, right? That you just expect to see. In fact, what we really expect to see nowadays is like a UPS feature, right? So, basically where you can have, charge coming in from the wall, and then you can have output power coming out of the inverter, right? And actually the UPS feature will just have the power coming in and then going all the way straight out of the outlets, right? And not even touching the battery, right? So you could actually use that like continuously all the time. And then say, you got your computer or whatever, something important plugged in, and the power goes out even just briefly or, intermittently. It's going to switch over and power that, but with this unit, we do not get that UPS feature. But the worst thing is we don't even get pass through. So if you are charging this thing from the wall, these do not work, right? You cannot output that. Now, it does have pass-through DC, so like that solar XT60 connector, you could have solar coming into this thing, and then you can output the inverter, right? And all the other, all the other ports as well, right? So yeah, just something you really need to be aware of with this unit. So yeah, hopefully you just found this whole, design review, listening review thing interesting or helpful. And yeah, thanks for watching.